riding this wave will be like a dream, but I don't have to worry about waking up. I just keep riding and riding and riding.
Made my down to the Rhine, asked the moon for another helping.
This is a unique moment in nature. The phenomenon only occurs around the lunar equinox, during the full moon in March and April in the rainy, rainy Amazon. The wave is born of sheer conflict between two natural powers, a river and the sea. The tide encounters the river's resistance in the open ocean. This creates an energy transfer resulting in a fast-moving water swell called a bore tide. Bore tides can build to a height of 4 meters and can travel many kilometers inland in a most unforgiving way.
It's every surfer's dream to ride an endless wave.
It's kind of a strange idea, filming surfing in the Brazilian Amazon. But I think we're pretty lucky to be here, that's for sure. It took us 3 days and nights to get to the river village of Cotia, where we boarded this beautiful riverboat, the Eldorado. She's like a painting, every line and color, and as we move through all the different light, it changes in the most beautiful ways. We're moving downstream towards the Atlantic in the direction of the Brazilian-French Guiana border, one area of Brazil that's mostly uninhabited. It's kind of a no man's land for us, so we move carefully. This is the muddiest river in the Amazon. And when we look at its smooth surface, it's hard for us to imagine these waters as anything but tranquil. The Rio Araguari produces the largest and most feared bore tide on Earth. Also, we heard that it's the longest surf ride ever, and that's why we're here. The river people here pattern much of their year around the arrival of the wave called Pororoca. Pororoca means big roar or big destroyer in ancient Tupi-Guarani language. The Pororoca can pull away land, trees, and boats. It must have been like a nightmare in these frail homes, having the water crashing under you in the middle of the night. The first time surfers came here 6 years ago to ride the Pororoca wave, the people were in shock. They were so certain that the surfers would be killed that they pleaded with them not to go, some in tears. They said, "Pororoca kills. Please don't go."
I was the first one to do the trip and rode the Pororoca in 1997, and I always wanted to come back. So here I am traveling down the river again.
I was surfing back in January 3rd at Jaws, and I had a bad accident. I broke my back. Well, even though that I'm still without walking well, I don't want to miss this trip because I know that I have a good team here and a good support, and maybe I could surf better than I can walk right now. That's why I'm here.
There are piranhas, crocodiles, and snakes, and a whole lot of nasty things in the river that can hurt you. But there's a little blood-sucking fish, a 5-centimeter long spiny catfish that can swim up your urine stream into your genitals. It's called a kangaroo. For guys, this is something way more frightening than a shark attack. So we wear tight-fitting swimsuits and never, ever urinate in the river.
Mudou praticamente tudo. Eu acho que com tanto tempo de surf eu achei que eu não teria.
Picuruta has been surfing for so long, he didn't think there could be anything new to experience. But here's something so new, so different. It proves that there's always something to explore as a surfer.
You know, I'm a big wave surfer by profession, but I want to just keep exploring and finding new waves, and especially a different scenario. It was something I'd never even thought about doing in my life. I didn't know it even existed. I had no idea what I'm in for.
The food we eat is good. We eat a lot of rice and beans and the meat of the capivara. It's a delicacy here, and it actually tastes good if you don't think about it too much. This experience is kind of an assault on the senses. Time is turned on its head here. Maybe it's the malaria pill hallucinations. Maybe it's the combination of that roaring jungle, the heat, the diet. It's inexplicable and wonderful. We don't know what's ahead. Only that if we end up with this boat in the wrong place, in front of the Pororoca, we'll end up as little wooden bits scattered through the jungle. It's only a riverboat and there's no way it could survive the wave. So we always check our anchor and our position to avoid accidentally drifting into its path.
At one time, a girl had made love with a man, and she couldn't say who he was. She came to be pregnant, and she had her sons, and they looked like dolphins, but they were 3 little black children. She was afraid about her family, and she put the children in the water. The legend says that the 3 little black children comes in the river, making the Pororoca, making the phenomenon of Pororoca that destroy everything that is in front of. Destroy plantations, kill the buffaloes, destroying everything.
After traveling for days and nights under the full moon, we arrive at a river bend. This is as far as the El Dorado can safely go. We hope that this little cove will give us enough shelter from the Pororoca at night. This place is so incredibly remote. You feel it all around you. You feel the weight of the place with all its sounds, You feel the 1,000 miles of living mass around you pushing against you. I think it being a full moon further amplifies that feeling, so you don't get much sleep. What's amazing is that the wave arrives at a finite moment like a bus or a train. You could set your watch by it.
Okay guys, get some breakfast. The boat will be here in 20 minutes.
There's 2 waves that come in 24 hours. One in the morning and one at night.
Take off here at 6:30. So Pororoca should hit us at 7:30.
7:30, but the boats all will be behind the Pororoca.
Waking the first morning at 4:30 a.m., it's dark, and we watch the boat pilots trying everything to get the motor started. The motor is something we all want to have running well, because there'll be a 6-kilometer wide wall of water moving towards us with a speed of 25 kilometers per hour. Inherently, bore tides have greater hydraulic force, so if our motor quits, we'll be pushed directly into the wave, and we'll have to get away from the boat immediately. In other words, swim like hell.
This is a scary place. You gotta watch, you don't get a cut so the piranhas can get you. And you don't wanna risk to be on the river for too long, because maybe a jacaré, it's a kind of crocodile, can come up to you.
We listened to its sound for probably 15 minutes before we could even see it.
And you can hear that like huge sound behind, and that wave coming. Oh man, you get really scared because you don't know what is coming. You can't see, you just hear that sound and you hear the animals screaming like they're scared of it.
Ela bate primeiro lá. Porque lá já tá perto, já tá, né, Chico, do lado de lá, ó.
Pra lá. Vai, pra cá.
That ran between your smile and your sleight of hand. I guess that you put something up my sleeve. Every time I see your face, the bells ring in a far-off place. We can find each other this way, I believe. From the hills and up behind my town, it's naked from the horizon down. The curvature is pressed against the rays. And we walked up into fields alone. The silence fell just like a stone that got lost in the wild blue and the gravel gray. Come and find me now. Come and find me now. Though in space I draw you close with every breath. You don't know it's right until it's wrong. You don't know it's yours until it's gone. I didn't know that it was home till you up and left. Come and find me now. Come and find me now.
How can I compare these waves to the ocean waves? It's very different. So it's my first wave after the accident, so I feel like I'm blessing for that, because I didn't know if I would be able to stand up without feel a lot of pain.
I'll keep you in a flower vase, your fatalism, crooked face with the daisies and the violet brocades. And I keep me in a vacant lot in the ivies, forget-me-nots, hoping you will.
The real danger is hidden from us behind the wave. Sometimes the surfers were out there for a half an hour or more, struggling in the river current before we could even rescue them. That's because we were struggling in our boats just to get to them.
Come and find me now.
And after you surf this wave, then you realize that's why there's only one a day, because it's so intense, you know, you don't need more than one.
It was such a relief to have been able to surf that we forgot that it was only 8 a.m. Just another example of Amazon time. Now we were on Pororoca time.
I wanted to go back to Bahia. Eu tenho andado tão só, quem me olha nem me vê. Silêncio em meu violão, nem eu mesmo sei porquê. De repente ficou frio. That music makes me crazy, that makes me want to take my butt. But listen for yourself. I don't want to stay here. I want to go back to Bahia. I don't want.
Índio, Chico, babies, o café tá pronto.
The wave sometimes doesn't open up and become rideable. With the full moon waning, we hope the Pororoca will give us one more chance. So today we'd approach the session with more knowledge and certainly a new respect for the wave.
Just another Pororoca day, man.
Natural sunscreen. I forgot to put sunscreen.
time to leave. Things I left behind me, I still feel them grab my back. But I'm moving straight ahead, I am leaving my track. Breaking up to new horizons, I will try to catch the moon. Not again, I'll waste my life, cause it can pass so soon. Yeah.
I don't know, I surfed more than 20, 25 minutes today. One wave is the longest I've ever surfed a wave, that's for sure.
That was it, you know, the best ride of my life. I rode for 10, 20 minutes, something like that, and it was such a nice wave. I could never dream about a wave like that. It was perfect. Thanks Lord for that, you know.
É a melhor coisa que Deus fez no mundo, acho que foi essa onda aqui, né?
I can say without a doubt, this is the best wave that God has put on the planet.
One day I was riding on the boat, you know, close to a village, and when the boat passed by the village, it created like a small wave, and all the kids came and played on that little wave, trying to catch that little wave. And I know that everyone is afraid of the Pororoca, but one day those kids will surf the Pororoca and they won't be afraid of it.
West of her, there's a place I know. I never have been, but I'd like to go. Somewhere out there, I believe in me. West of her is what I'd like to see. West of her, there's another place. Sun shines soft on another face, and a river falls on another sea. West of her is where I'd like to be.